The Virgin Atlantic passengers are quantified after illness breaks on the plane. Now, listen to this. More than 440 holidaymakers were returning from a cruise in the Caribbean when the bug had struck. Emergency service staff met the Virgin Atlantic plane at London Gatwick and treated around 30 people, with a further 3 taken to hospital. Passenger Trevor Wilson wrote on Twitter, "The illness seems to have organised on board the ship, not the plane. 5 members of cabin crew became sick on the flight." He added that the sickness was mainly a bad chesty cough, possibly chest infection with a flu-like symptoms. A Virgin Atlantic spokesman said it had launched a full investigation into the circumstances. They added the safety and well-being of our customers and crew is always our absolute priority. South East Coast Ambulance Service confirmed it sent as a hazardous response team and specialised paramedics when the call came in at 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. The cruise company has launched its own investigation. It said that there had been no case of acute gastritis reported in the last 2 weeks on board its ship and the MSC Privy. A Gatwick Airport spokesman said, "I'm keeping with health and safety procedures in the relevant authorities which were informed, and an assessment was taken on board." Now, that story, if you want to read more about that story, you can read about it in the Daily. No, you can't, because that's not in the papers. So if you want to talk, yes, you can read about that story online. Okay, right. We are now talking about the sports news. Now, okay, so I found this in the paper as well. So this story is about this is from Peter Crouch, and it reads, "It's time to celebrate Starling's brilliance." This is from Ihan Starling. "Has been on my mind since last summer. I watched him closely during the World Cup and felt he would return to the Premier League and do special things." He said, "I wrote a column about him after England and had beaten Sweden 2-0 in the quarter-finals. And while some people were obsessed about the chances he had missed, and I recognised that his finishing needed to be sharper, I asked, have we not been following his mention to get better? Well, he's done that again. Starling hasn't just got better, he's been breathtaking for Manchester City. So much so that England manager Gareth Southgate had said this week he should seriously considered for the PFA Player of the Year award. Don't think that it is the manager saying something to keep one of his players outside. Starling, without a doubt, is a serious reveal to Virgil van Dijk and Sergio Aguero, and it is time that we celebrated what a special performer he has, strength of character and determination, and has been required to get him into the position. You may be familiar with his backstory of how he moved from Wembley to Liverpool, aged 15 9 years ago, but there was no guarantee he would succeed. Unbelievable at that stage is enough to finish some young lads off, and football is full of stories of promising careers that went unfishable because of homesickness. But Reham didn't just progress at Liverpool. He absolutely thrived and became a fixture in the team at 19. When I was at Stoke, his former Liverpool teammates Glenn Johnson and Joe Allen used to rave about rhythmism. There were times when you could see his form and had dipped, but they would insist her was different class, and his ability was unreal. Ability, though, isn't enough to make it in the Premier League. You have got to be mentally strong, and that in aspect of his game, it is as impressive as any of his skills. He was only 20 when he moved to the City for £49 million, but the weight of expectation didn't hold him back. Starling keeps thriving in situations that would see others with. He was subjected to racist abuse at Chelsea in December, but it didn't stop him standing in front of their supporters at Wembley last month and threatening in the winning penalty in the Carabao Cup final. What would he be? Where'd you come from? I thought you went out.
I'm really, really sorry. I didn't think I'd be able to do it. My mum has just dropped me off.
Well, you could have let me know that you were coming in.
I know. I did try and ring you, but you didn't pick up.
Did you? When?
Hey?
When?
But half hour. Well, not half hour. 15 minutes ago.
Well, everybody, Louie's here.
I'm really sorry,
Woo!
Luke.
I thought you said you weren't coming in. I had to
I
tell
know-
the viewers that you weren't going to. How'd you get in the house?
Hey?
How'd you get in the house?
The house was already open.
What do you mean?
It was like a jar. It wasn't. I knocked at the door.
Yeah.
I kept knocking.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. I thought the dog was barking, and because I was reading all his papers, I thought I couldn't stop today.
Sorry, Luke.
That's all right. You just.
Honestly, viewers and to Mr. Howard
all right.
himself, I'm really, really, really,
I thought
really
you weren't
sorry.
going to be here.
And I didn't think I was going to be here either because I had to go.
That's a surprise.
I know, it was a surprise to me as well, Luke, because I said to Mum, "Oh, Mum, I've got
Yeah.
to go to Luke, I've got to go."
Yeah.
And
I had to read all them papers. Right, I've got to. Basically, I need to. I know you've come in.
And I need to say something, viewers, as well. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Howard.
Yeah.
We were meant to. We were meant to.
I said that. I've mentioned that.
We were meant to interview Oliver Heald.
I've mentioned that.
And
You
unfortunately,
can mention it. You
and
can mention it.
unfortunately, we couldn't interview him.
Yeah.
Which was
Yeah.
such a shame. Because he had a meeting. Do you mind if I just change my chair in?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, he had a lot of meetings, and I did say this earlier on. Oliver Hill had a lot of meetings, so we couldn't, and he couldn't make it. So
Yeah, so we couldn't interview him.
we couldn't. Interview
But
him.
we are going to do that in someday in the future.
Something in the future.
Can I have a sip?
Of course you can. That's my tea, by the way. Yeah. I've had a lot of speaking. I bet people have had enough of my voice. How are you?
Tired. Very,
Why?
very tired.
Why?
Because I'm thinking, right, I think that Mr. Howard thinks I had Lane this morning. You do, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Right.
I do.
How did you know that then?
Because I can tell.
Right, well, I didn't.
Where'd you go?
Right, I had to get up, I went up this morning
Mhm.
and I had to go to Hertford,
Right.
see my granddad.
Yeah.
Because my granddad isn't very well.
Right.
So we had to go round there
Yeah.
and give him something.
Okay.
You don't believe me, do you?
Yeah, I do. I do.
You're lying.
I do.
You
I
don't
do.
believe me.
I
You
do
don't
believe
me.
you. I do believe you. I do believe you every single way.
You're lying.
No, I do. I do. Right.
You
I
don't.
had to
That's
go
right.
through. Right. These paper stories. Right. Have you heard about this paper story about this person in Buntingford? Went and had a look at them houses. Went and demolished them all.
Yes!
Yeah.
I have. Where's your mum today?
She's gone to look at a house. How'd you get in the house? So I want to know.
How did I get in the house?
How did you? Be honest. Actually, don't say because we've got viewers.
Yeah.
Did you put your hand through the letterbox and just...
No. What I did, I kept knocking at the door. The dog was barking.
Yeah.
I knew you'd be on air.
Yeah.
I ran here, so I'm out of breath. And bloody hell. And sorry for swearing. And I ran
We'll
here.
have
and
to
I
beep
thought,
that. We'll have to beep that out of the way. So beep. We do apologise, viewers, about your very foul language. Don't matter. Go on, Em.
And so what I did was, the dog was barking. I kept going. I opened up the letterbox and said, "Luke, it's me, Luke."
Did you?
I did. I promise you, I did.
Well, I couldn't hear anything because I was right talking. That was
Yeah.
nice. Mum and Dad not here.
Obviously.
But
not.
how'd you get in?
So what I did, right, and I did this. It was very, very naughty of me, but I wanted to be here, and I wanted you to think that I would still be here even when I couldn't be here.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So I did. I put my hand through the letterbox and opened it.
Anyone can do that.
That's scary, isn't it?
That is that someone's broken into the house.
But I hope well, of course you do mind.
Don't mind. Don't
But
mind. Don't mind at all.
I'm not a burglar, but I just thought because you're doing it on your own and it's not fair on you. So I mean, you could do the same to me if you wanted to. I mean, it's not.
It doesn't matter.
I
It's
did-
all right.
You sure?
Sure, of course I am. We've just gone. But did you realise, viewers? We've just had a little chat, and you're just listening to our chat, aren't they? Don't matter. Right, okay, moving on. Right, so let's get you into the field. So I've done the newspapers. You don't want to know about what there was in the papers today. I've done all of that now. I was just talking about a topic that I found about the sport, about Peter Crouch. it's time to celebrate Stalin's brilliance. And then actually then I actually moved on to talk about the main story. And this first story was about, I don't suppose you've heard this story. Virgin Atlantic passengers were quantified after there was an illness that broke on the plane. That one.
I didn't hear about that, but
Right,
shall I read it?
yeah, you read it. I've read it, so it's your turn to read that, and you say what you think about it. Because I've done my bit. Now it's your turn to say your bit.
Right then,
I've done my bit, people. I've done my bit. For now. For now, I've done it. For now.
Right, viewers or listeners, not viewers, but
Is this what you think about that? What do you think?
no.
What?
What I want to say something, right? And I want to say it live on air. We haven't rehearsed this. This isn't part.
We're
of
just
the
going with the flow.
I'm going with the flow, and I want to tell you that all this, and it's directed to Luke. I am very, very sorry.
Don't be silly.
I've had such a busy week, and I know. And I know people just say, "Oh, I've had a busy week."
You were sick.
I haven't been
You
very
were sick.
I haven't been very well. I haven't been very well, and
Yeah.
I thought that I needed
It is hard for some people to...
a day off, and I'm really, really sorry.
It's
But
alright.
from this day onwards,
It's okay.
and I swear on my life, I will always be here to help and to write the script and whatever for the radio station.
That's
because
alright.
Otherwise, Luke, I want to do this 50-50 with you, 50-50, and at the moment,
ask the audience.
and at the moment,
ask the host.
and at the
Who
moment,
wants to be a millionaire?
and at the moment, it's more like 90% to you. You're doing 90%, and I'm doing 10%. Right, and that's not how it should be. And I want to apologise. And I know that you probably think that I'm just like doing it when I want to be. And Luke, I want to promise you, this afternoon I'm going to Stevenage town, and I'm going to take the posters with me. I'm going to put them up in Stevenage.
What's Stevenage?
Stevenage, I am. So we've got listeners in Stevenage because
No,
Luke,
I
I
don't
want
like
to,
Stevenage.
I want to do it 100% with you. I want to do it 50-50 with you.
Is there a song about I want to do it with you?
I think that might be doing something different, but you know.
But you know, I'm sorry I didn't make. We didn't have time to make a cup of tea or anything.
But no, 'cause I wasn't-
We had a cup of tea and
Right, said Fred, let's have a cup of tea.
So yeah, so I've asked you how you are, and you're having a good week this week. So I hope you get well soon.
I'm well, I'm better now, but
Oh,
I just
good.
wanted to shake your hand and say, I want to do this 50-50 with you, mate, and I'm really, really, really sorry, and it won't happen again, I promise you.
It's all right.
I haven't been very well, and I promise you, and you can say it live on air when we've got the listeners, whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
And you're laughing, and I don't know why you're laughing.
Would you get on a rocket and go to space with what's his name, Richard Branson? I'd love to do that.
Would you?
Mm.
I can organise that.
No, you can't.
And I can't.
We might put that in the raffle. Right, okay, so that's enough about that story. I speak about the Virgin Atlantic story, but there was another story that I want to talk about as well. You might have heard about this story. Tom Ballard
Tom Ballard?
went missing. He was a former British. He was basically they're looking for him. Tom Ballard. This is the headline: Tom Ballard search for British climber missing. Heard of that? The search for a British climber who went missing on the world's 9th highest mountain has been called off. Tom Ballard, aged 30, was climbing Nanga Parbat in Pakistan with Italian, can I say that? Daniel Nardi, yeah, when they lost contact a week ago. They set out on the 22nd of February and last made contact 2 days later, while about 6,300 metres, 27,700 foot. The pair had been accompanied by 2 Pakistani mountaineers, but they turned back because they thought the bad weather was too dangerous. The Spanish-Pakistani search team lost hope of finding any trace of Mr. Ballard and Mr. Naldi as weather conditions continued to worsen. Kalaji Hardy was secretary of the Unformed Club of Pakistan, and it was a very painful decision, she said. In take after the rescues tried everything they could, including flying out drones to find the pair. Military helicopters were used to fly a group of floor rescuers, including a Fiskian up the mountain to search for the pair.